How long is long enough? How do you know when you've waited long enough? Is there a limit to your patience? I mean, patience is a virtue, right? It's what they say. I think they're the same people who would have you deny yourself some of the good things in life. So, are there reasons to not rush headlong into the middle of a new situation? Sure. We've all moved too fast or too carelessly at some point in our lives, and we likely have the scars to prove it. I certainly do. And if you've battled addiction, and I have, they'll tell you, oh, don't make any big decisions for at least a year. Certainly don't date, especially if you're married. They kind of frown on that stuff. But anytime you or I experience major changes, wins or losses, the advice seems to be stay calm. Let things settle a bit. Just be patient. But at what point do we start to use patience and the words and comforting advice of others as an excuse for inaction? Doesn't matter if their advice is well-intentioned or not. I'd have you consider that all that good and prudent caution and all that virtuous patience is just a recipe for retreat into a pit of fear and self-doubt. As if you've been burned in the past, like me, because I have, may have been reluctant to move too quickly. I mean, those painful lessons can linger, and it's often easier to think about doing something than it is to actually be about it. So what then? Sit on the fence? Not take any risk? Watch another 24 hours go by thinking about it? And then another? Then another? I mean, and that's the point that depression sits in. I mean, in some form or capacity, you get to the point where you've given up, you just don't realize it. So here's the real question. Are you measuring your success by the effort that you're putting in? I hope not. What about the work you get done? I mean, that's a little better than just thinking about the effort because at least you're getting something done, right? A little bit of a result. Whether or not it's the desired outcome, work is work if you've changed something. I can push on a wall, and if the wall doesn't move, I've expended effort, but I haven't actually done any work. So maybe you're the type of person who measures by your results only. I mean, for example, if you happen to be on a dating app, just as a random example here, what's your criteria for success? Is it the number of swipes you get? Is it the number of matches? Are profile views important to you? What about conversations? Is your only measure of success an actual date? Does that date need to end a particular way or at least include a certain set of activities? Only you can answer those questions for you. But I'd have you consider that if you're not getting the results you want, being patient and continuing to do the same things, putting forth the same effort, and continuing to invest in work that isn't generating the result you desire is getting pretty close to that classical definition of insanity. So, friend, don't let your patience be so much of a virtue that it keeps you trapped with high levels of effort and mediocre results for the work. You deserve better. Believe it. Believe in yourself. Do what's right for you. Go and get what you want. You've got my take. What say you?